In today's video, let's talk about Racetech seats and how to size them properly for any body type in the R35 GT-R. Welcome back, everyone. This is Joe at Forge, where I share my passion for creating, building, and racing high-performance vehicles. On this channel, I do a lot of how-to guides on custom fabrication, product reviews from the vendors that support our builds, as well as toss in some behind-the-scenes vlogs to show you guys what goes on here at Forge Performance. So if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. And if this is the type of content that you are interested in, please consider subscribing. Now let's get on to the video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Joe at Forged. We got Silent Bob in the background here, our sales manager, helping me do these unboxing videos. Let me know in the comments below if you want Bobby to start talking a little bit more in these videos, and I'll maybe buy him another microphone. But until then, we have another unboxing video, something that's a very popular item, and I know this is something that I have found myself searching for on the internet countless amount of times, and you never find really good information on racing seats. And am I gonna fit in this racing seat? Well, we found that Racetech is the seat. I've tried every seat out there, Sparcos, Recaros, Status. I had Status in my personal car before I converted it into a race car. I really liked them, but they were kind of snug on me. There's not a ton of options out there in terms of a race seat for all the various size guys out there. I mean, I'm not very svelte anymore. I've put on a few pounds after having a kid, and it's really hard for me to keep the weight down. And Bobby, he's not a short guy, so it's hard to find a seat that fits guys of all body types. Racetech is the solution for that. So they have a wide version, they have a head restraint version, they have a tall version, and a normal version for the smaller guys. So this particular customer that we're putting these seats in, we're converting his car to a full-on track day, HPDE driving experience weekend toy for him. So he's a smaller guy. He's 5'8", just kind of a smaller gentleman versus me. I'm 6'2", 260 right now. Hopefully, as you watch these videos, I'll start losing some weight. But we've also had some guys that are 6'5", 6'6", that we've been able to use these seats for because it's the only seat that works for them. And we also know that it's very hard to find any type of video that's explaining, what you get in the box. So we thought we'd take a moment and unbox one of these seats and show you how they come packaged, and then we'll show you how they're installed in the cars. It's pretty straightforward how it fits in the car. And you can see even on my race car, and we've got probably 4 or 5 other cars here at the shop that all have a version of this Racetech seat installed. So with that, I'm gonna have to help. All right, so you can see it's all really nice bubble wrap, and all the corners are really well protected. You saw it's not a super heavy seat. They do make carbon Kevlar versions of these seats to make them even lighter. If you're really concerned about how these seats are going to add weight to your vehicle, if you're trying to get as much weight as possible out. We really like the head restraint seat for drag racing and road racing. It's just that little extra protection for your head in the event of an accident. Your head can't be flopping around back and forth. And even for the street, I found that these aren't super restrictive for your vision. But if you happen to have a full-on roll cage, whether it's a drag car or a track day car that might have a more extensive cage in it, having something like this is going to allow you to get away with not necessarily having a helmet to just drive it to your local Cars and Coffee. If someone were to hit you on the side, your head's just going to bounce off this a little bit, and you're not going to smack one of the roll bar cages. So these come with adjustable seat bottoms, so you can get these in different thicknesses. Now, since I'm a little bit taller guy, and in my drag car I have the funny car cage over the top of my head, I had to go with the lowest padded cushion that's available. So you can get these in different thicknesses to kind of raise and lower. You can also add lumbar supports in the back here. But this is just a standard issue seat that has the nice grips here, has the through holes for all the harnesses, and the through hole for the crotch strap as well. Let's just show what the bottom looks like. So this is just the fiberglass version of this seat. And it comes with all the mounting hardware in the sides too. Now you can mount these several different ways. We prefer the Buddy Club version of the seat mounts, and rails are all kind of integrated and allows the seat to get a little bit lower. But because this customer is he's 5'8", just kind of a smaller guy, we're going to use the planted bracket system because that kind of sits the seat up initially a little bit higher and it's going to fit his body type a little bit better. All right. So because he wants to be able to take passengers around with him, we also got the non-head restraint version for the passenger, and let's get that one opened up. All right, as you can see there, this box was kind of custom fit to fit this seat to make it a little easier. So we got to cut this box open quite a bit more. All right. You can see I'm able to pick this thing up with just one arm. So these things, even though they're the fiberglass version, they're not incredibly heavy. Maybe we'll grab the scale over here and just give you guys a weight real quick. But as you can see, basically this is the exact same version of that head restraint seat that we just showed you, but more for the passenger, for the street. And maybe you just want a more comfortable ride. I mean, I'll tell you what, I absolutely love these seats. If I get another GT-R to use as a track or just a street driving car, this is the seat I'm gonna get. I just get the wide version without the head restraint, just like this. This is exactly how I would do it with the Buddy Club brackets. Let's stick this sucker on the scale real quick and see if we can get a weight. All right, so that seat is weighing in at just 20 pounds, 10 ounces. So you can save a significant amount of weight. So for you guys that have drag cars and you're trying to get a little bit of weight out of the car, cheap weight out of the car, the factory seats in GT-R are incredibly heavy. And this is a safe way to fit them in there. So also we'll show you some of these that are installed in some of the cars around the shop so you can get an idea of how they actually fit in the car. Now, if you have the wide version, they're going to encroach on the door panel just a little bit, and we'll show you what we mean by that. And there's some ways you can get around that, and then you kind of have to shift the brackets around a little bit to make them fit properly. But these standard width seats fit in the car with absolutely zero issue. And we'll be installing that on the white car. You can see on the lift back there that's getting all these other parts. It's given us an opportunity to do all these unboxings for you guys. So with that, let's get into some shots of what this seat looks like installed in the various cars to give you guys an idea of what it might look like for you. All right, guys, fast forward just a few weeks from when we originally recorded the unboxing. We had a few delays and weren't able to get the seats installed in the car. We had to wait on the brackets. In the era of COVID, we've not been able to locate some of the things that we needed, and if we do, then it takes a little bit longer to get them in. So regardless to say, the seats are installed in the car, so let's show you how they fit in the car, how close they come to the door panel on the narrow seat versus the wide seat. And then we'll do a little internet comedy of me trying to fit into one of these narrow seats versus a wide seat. All right, so first thing I want to show you guys is how the seats actually fit into the vehicle. As you can see, the narrow seat doesn't come really anywhere near the door panel, and it allows us to sit the seat directly in front of the steering wheel. And you can see the head restraint versus the non-head restraint on the passenger side. Now these are using the planted brackets, so they sit quite a bit higher than the Buddy Club brackets, but like we said in the unboxing video, this is a smaller gentleman. He's 5'8" and not nearly as big as me at 6'2". So we actually wanted to have the planted brackets in this situation so we could have him at an elevated driving position that best suits him. Okay, so just for comparison, we have another one of our track day customers' car sitting here ready for pickup. And he's a larger gentleman like myself, and we happen to have the wide seat in here. And as you can see, the seat does touch the door panel. It doesn't make it so you can't close the door, and it doesn't distort the seat, but it just kind of presses in there. This customer, we didn't modify the door panel, but on a few other customers, we've been able to carve some of that hard plastic out and allow the padding to cave in a little bit, so you don't have to worry about damaging your door panel at all. That just gives you an idea. He has just this single race seat in here for himself, and it still squares up over the front of the steering wheel.
And I believe these are on a planted bracket as well. So he's not a tall gentleman, just a little more heavy set. And so this works for him. So let's see what it looks like when I get inside these so you guys can get an idea of how I fit in a wide seat versus a normal seat. All right, guys, so here's our little bit of a comedy portion of the video. I already know I don't fit very well in this seat, but I'm going to show you guys just so you have an idea. With my build, I'm 6'2", about 260 right now. Maybe lost a little bit of weight, maybe 255. But as you can see, this seat here is quite a bit narrower than the wide version of the seat. And I'm going to try to wedge myself into this thing. And as you can see, I really have to, my legs are really kind of pushed in here and I've got to contort myself. And I really don't have freedom of leg movement, and I am really squeezed quite a bit in here. I'm sure it's not the most flattering look. And also, I don't know if we can capture this on camera. If I'm sitting here in the driving position, my head, I can only get about 2 fingers, maybe 1.5. So at this height, I would not be able to wear my racing helmet in this seat with this slider and planted bracket combo. That's why we recommend the Buddy Club for taller guys, because even with the tall seat, the position of the seat with the bracketry won't be right. You won't be able to wear a racing helmet. So just a little bit of insight there. That's why we have to get the right combo for you. I'd say if you're anything over 6 foot tall, you would need to run the Buddy Club. Now, let's see if I can fit in this other seat over here. Based off of the positioning of that, I bet my head's gonna be up into the ceiling. All right, I'm gonna try my best. I'm just gonna kind of sit on top of this because I know I'm not gonna fit very well. Oh yeah, I can't even put my head straight up. So in a passenger situation, you're gonna have to be I'd have to be riding like this, and with a helmet, there's no way I could do it. So in a lot of cases with this, if we have a shorter driver and they want to go with a planted option, there's really not a need to be able to have a slider on the passenger seat. And if Emilio can come around here on the side, we can gain almost an inch just from not putting sliders in. But again, if you're gonna have taller passengers or anything, the Buddy Club option, and the reasoning for that, if you can bring the camera back around, is because of the way the planted brackets work. It's a platform. And then you bolt the slider to the platform and then the slider to the side of the seat. On the Buddy Club option, all 3 of these parts are combined, and it shrinks the whole profile down by several inches and allows the seat to then sit below where this platform would be. And that's why we recommend that for anybody who's a taller driver or taller passenger. So let's go on to the blue car and see how I fit in a wide seat without the head restraint. And then we'll go on to my race car. All right, so back over to Ruben's car. And this is the wide seat. This is the seat that fits me the best. And I'll show you how, it's very easy for me to get in this. I fit really well. I can feel the kidney bolsters in the back, sit all the way to the back. The seat's a little bit too far back, but as you can see, this is a seat that is extremely comfortable for me. It's snug where it needs to be. It's loose where it's not. The head restraints aren't here. We'll do a quick video of me getting in my race car and you can see how the head restraint system works on the wide and tall seat. But this is the one that fits more of a heavy set tall guy. Okay, so lastly, my car. Now we've got it in the shop on the rack doing a few maintenance items on the transmission, and we're actually adding some additional logging capabilities to the car. So if it's not on the racetrack, it's on its natural habitat here on the lift. But I'll show you guys how easy it is for me to climb into this car. Now this has got the full 25.5 SFI certified roll cage for a 7-second drag car in here. The full funny car hoop, all the X bracing on the doors. But you'll see it's really not that difficult for me to climb in this thing. So kind of have to step on the lift to get in, but the way I get in the car, and the way I tell everyone is, you know, kind of get your leg in here and then duck your head up underneath. And then I just take my leg and lift it up over. And as you can see, for me, I slide right into this seat. And the way we made the floor and everything, I've got, you know, that far before my head is anywhere near the roof, compared to only, you know, 1.5 fingers in the Y car with the standard seat and the different brackets. So this isn't Buddy Club or planted, but it's a custom made bracket. But we set the floor up accordingly. And then when I put the steering wheel in, everything is set up exactly where I need it to be for me, and for, you know, some of the other guys that help drive the car as well. But this is by far and away the most comfortable seat I've ever sat in, and there's so many different options out there for you to be able to find a seat that fits your body type, whether you're wide or tall. All right, one final comment that I want to make sure I addressed that I brought up in our unboxing video is having the head restraints and not having it obscure your vision. So in a roll cage like this, that you have bars surrounding your head, you have bars coming across the face of the roof here. It's quite dangerous to drive your car on the street and not have your helmet on, because if you were to be in an accident, I know we all think that's never going to happen, but if you were to be in an accident, your head would come over here and crack this bar, which would be way worse than if you didn't have the roll cage in. And that's why a lot of people talk down on having a roll cage in your street car. Well, when you add the head restraint, I don't necessarily have to have my helmet on. My head's only going to come over here. It's not going to come in contact with any of these bars. So that's one thing that we recommend for anybody who's going to put a cage, you know, even an 850 certified cage that requires these bars to run across here. The head restraint is going to protect you while you're driving the car on the street. And it does not block my vision. It comes right basically across the face of my nose here. And that's plenty of vision for me to be able to check, you know, left and right and use my mirrors and everything else. So with that, hopefully you guys got some good insights into the Racetech seat lineup and the ones that we prefer for the various drivers. Hopefully that gives you guys a little bit more of knowledge on how to select your race seat. But if you still have additional questions, you can always call us at the shop or email us at sales@forgeperformance.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. So with that, we'll see you guys on the next video.